Week 4 of the high school football season offered up plenty of options within the Wilmington city limits. Ashley, Hoggard, Laney, and New Hanover all home, but only 2 of them had a chance of remaining unbeaten. Rivalry games taking place in Duplin and Columbus counties. That's where the upstart Gators were looking to sink their teeth into a 3rd straight win. The first month of the regular season may be over, but Friday night football is next.
You're watching WECT's Friday Night Football with Bob Bonner and John Smith. Sponsored by Atlantic Dermatology and Subway.
We kick things off with our game of the week. A pair of ranked teams in our Super 6 poll doing battle. Number 2 Hoggard playing host to number 3 South Columbus. Both Stallions, Vikings undefeated. One will be no more after this game. Pick this up the second quarter. Vikings 7-0 lead. Christian Poveromo with plenty of time rolls out. Finds Ryan Edmonds for his second touchdown of the game. It was 14-0 Hoggard. We stay in the second. Vikings offense on the field again. Poveromo finds his favorite target. Edmonds, his 3rd touchdown of the game. Vikings went into half leading 21-0. Third quarter now. South Columbus forced to punt. Farrell McKeever. It's blocks. Vikings jump on top of it at the 2-yard line. And then they bring in Sheldon Cooper, little wild Viking in for the score. Vikings improve to 4-0. They win tonight 38-0. Next week, week 5, South Columbus hosts West Bladen. Vikings, they are off.
So with that, we officially welcome you into the Week 4 edition of Friday Night Football. Week 4 typically means the first month of the season. Now a thing of the past. Hoggard made it through without a loss. Only one other Wilmington school had a shot at doing that same thing tonight. That one school would be New Hanover.
That's right, Bob, but it wasn't the only thing the Wildcats and Vikings have in common to stay unbeaten. New Hanover would have to get past Purnell Sweat, team that Hoggard beat up a week ago by winning by 42 points. Points, well, haven't been hard for New Hanover putting up.
Yeah, points have been something that they have put up a lot of. Their offense at the top of the Mid-Eastern Conference. They're winning their games by an average of 29. Purnell Sweat won the coin toss. They deferred that idea. They kicked to Trayvon Brown. Worse idea. Brown finds a seam and is flat out gone. Just like that, 7-0 Wildcats. Purnell Sweat scored on their first touch, so it's tied at 7. Ward Coleman throwing the Brown. Gets a finger on it. Raymond Simpson gets both hands on it. The old tip drill touchdown. Wildcats up 14-7. Rams trying to tie it again, facing 3rd and long. 5 Wildcats convene on the quarterback, so they punt it away. A couple of bounces. Brown fields it. He gets to the outside. And Brown has his second special teams touchdown of the game. 21-7 at that point. This game, barely just a final. New Hanover goes on to win convincingly 56-19. Kevin Motzinger's team, as he said, a wee bit banged up. The good news is they will go into the bye week next week. Then they wrap up non-conference play in week 6 against Pine Forest.
After scoring 6 points in week 1, the Laney Bucks offense woke up a week ago after their nap. Bucks dropped 41 on South Brunswick. This week, Buckstown back at home taking on West Brunswick. First quarter, airing things out. Tariq Lang connects with Carlos Mack, and he does the rest. Gone 79 yards for the first touchdown of the game. Laney on top 7-0 West Brunswick. Well, they try to move the ball down the field with big plays. Dylan Dragus looking deep, connects with Markel Jones. Big first down there, but had trouble holding on to the pigskin. The pitch, the fumble, Bucks recover, and the offense back in business. Just a few plays later, Tariq Lang looking, and then just tucks it and runs. He goes 50 yards for the score. Doesn't even look like he's moving, just pulling away. It was 14-0 Laney at that point. West Brunswick, they would keep this one close, but it was the Bucks winning 35-23. West Brunswick, they are at South Brunswick. Laney, they head to Northern Nash next week.
At Ashley, the Screaming Eagles hosting Topsail. The Screaming Eagles dedicating the game to Heather Love Fasano, passing away after a 12-year battle with cancer. Heather's oldest daughter is an Ashley graduate. Topsail, though, spoiling things, led 17-0 at the half. In the third now, Chris Kane looking to pass. Chris Kane looking at the ground. Taken down by Scott Houtling. Ashley will kick it away. Topsail's offense then goes to work. Austin Schoenleber gives to Devin Williams on third down. He gets enough to move the chains. Very next touch, they go to Williams again, and he gets lost in the pile. Ooh. At least the Screaming Eagles lost him in the pile. Then everybody loses him. Williams races one in. The extra point made it 24-0 to Topsail, and Ashley just could not stop the Pirates' run game in the second half. Hunter Jacobs gets to the outside, picks up 12, first down. Then they go back to Jacobs. This time he goes for 15, first down. That was kind of the theme of the second half. Topsel goes to Ashley and knocks off the Screaming Eagles. 28-7 your final there. Ashley now hitting the road. They will face Fairmont in week 5. Topsel, tough one here. They will host the Jacksonville Northside team. When we come back, we'll check in on a pair of rivalry games. It was Cats against Dogs in Beulahville, and the Gators looking to take a bite out of the Wolfpack in Lake Waccamaw. More Friday Night Football straight ahead.
Follow WECT on Twitter and get your first look at sports news at WECT Sports.
Welcome back to Friday Night Football. In his first 3 years at Wallace Rose Hill, head coach Joey Price racked up 43 victories, including 2 state championships.
Yeah, that's right. And when you win that many games, well, you're not really losing too often either. Try total 4 over 3 years. That's it. His team has almost matched that total this year. Tonight, the Bulldogs hit the road trying to avoid a 3-game losing streak. They faced off against East Duplin in kind of a buggy night, but it was the Panthers who were pesky throughout in this one. First quarter, Marcus Scarborough fumbles. Raquel Murphy jumps on it in the red zone, sets up Malik Baker from 1 yard out, just like that. Wallace Rose Hill, 4 turnovers in the game. Second quarter, it's East Duplin. Dijon Poole. I call this kid's name every week of the season. 60-yard run to the 20. Second quarter still, a couple plays later after an East Duplin penalty, it's Malik Baker. 31-yard pass to Sean Dixon. This one in the corner of the box. It's a 14-6 ball game. We stay in the same quarter, and it's more the same for the Panthers. Baker again to the air again. Kind of a Baker's dozen tonight. Again to Dijon Poole. This one down to the 24, and the Panther machine just kept on churning. Monkel Baker, a little 2-yard touchdown run. It was 21-6 there. The final in this one, well, it was over pretty early, 38-6. The Panthers take this one easily. So Wallace Rose Hill has now lost 3 straight. They host Lakewood next week. East Duplin is at South Illinois. So we go from a Duplin County rivalry to one in East Columbus that is suddenly becoming, well, it's becoming a rivalry. After Whiteville strung together 8 straight wins over East Columbus, the Gators have now suddenly won the last 2. So our Ben Powell in Lake Waccamaw for tonight's meeting between the Wolfpack and East Columbus. Ben, what you got?
Well, Whiteville and East Columbus fans may have been disappointed after watching their teams both drop the first game of the season, but since then, both have bounced back, winning their last 2 straight games before coming into tonight's matchup. So each team looking for their 3rd straight win tonight. The last time the Gators did that was 2009, the same year they won the conference championship. First quarter opening drive, Derek Young steps back and finds Taryn Manning open in the flats. Manning fights off a couple tackles and takes this one up the sideline, 34 yards, setting up the Gators in the red zone. Just a couple plays later now, it's Derek Young. He's going to fake the run, fakes the QB draw, and then he finds Jonathan Stacker up the middle. Stacker loses his shoe, but manages to hang on for the touchdown. 6-0 East Columbus leads. Fans are fired up. Later in the first quarter, Young back to pass, looking for the flats again. Not this time. Falk says no way. Big hit forces the incompletion. East Columbus back to punt. It's a short punt, and Wolfpack would take advantage. Smith cuts to the left, makes one guy miss, and cuts back to the right. He goes 82 yards down the sideline, all the way to the end zone. That ties the game at 6-6, but the Gators would go on to win this one 28-8. Week 5, Whiteville is at North Brunswick, and East Columbus will travel to Southwest Onslow. We stay in the Waccamaw Conference now for North Brunswick. After losing their first game, or after losing last week on the road, North Brunswick is back at home tonight to take on Lejeune. Gary Bishop's team hoping for its 3rd win of the season as well. Third quarter, North Brunswick already up big. Jacob Schumott rolls out to his left and finds Brian Perkins open down the middle of the field for a gain of 34. That would set up the Scorpions inside the red zone, and Graham Rivenbark, well, he knows what to do from here. He runs to the right, completely untouched for the score. Scorpions led 48-8 at that point, and things didn't get much better for Lejeune. Fourth quarter now, Lejeune fumbles the pitch, and Mahim Grady scoops it up on the Lejeune 12-yard line. Scorpions take over in a great position. Very next play, sweep to the right, and if you're gonna play in the street, you're gonna get run over. That's Shaq Graham, punches his way in for another touchdown. Scorpions roll. 54-8. They're now 3-1 on the season. Next week, North Brunswick hosts Whiteville. Bob and John?
Catchy phrase there, Ben. And Clinton, Bob Lewis has the magic working again, but despite a 2-1 record, his team yet to win at home. Tonight, the Dark Horses hosting an East Bladen team that put up 61 a week ago. First quarter, it's the Eagles leading 7-0. Clinton with the ball, DeMonte O'Brien takes the handoff, and he leaves a vapor trail behind him. Just like that, the Dark Horses tied the game at 7 apiece. We move to the second quarter. East Bladen with a big play of their own. Jalen Herring takes the ball, and Herring, nobody can catch him. Eagles on top 14-7 at that point. East Bladen then with the ball again. Stan Sims back to pass, hooks up with Jaquan Jones. He goes out of bounds inside the 5. That would set up one more score. East Bladen goes on the road. They knock off Clinton tonight 33-28. East Bladen has the bye week next week. Clinton will host Richlands.
Well, our final stop tonight, Harolds Christian squad coming off a bye week. Crusaders, well, they needed that bye week to recover. Week 2, Dave Brian Aldridge's squad put up 80 points in a victory over Forsyth County Day. Tonight, Harolds playing host to the Cannon School. Second quarter, Channing Kelly takes the ball, and he is gone for the touchdowns. Harolds, well, taking care of business tonight. This one, a Russell Washington nice run. That would set up another Kelly touchdown, his second of the night. Harolds, they put up 56 points. They win tonight by the final 56-14. Week 5, Harolds, they play host to St. Paul's.